What's up, peeps? I'm back. It's been a little bit. Apologies. Today I've got some pretty hugely exciting plans. I said exciting, damn it. Yeah, I'm just gonna mine and talk. So if you're into that, then you're gonna have a great time. Otherwise, sorry. Yeah, I just want to yap a little bit, you know. I know it's been a long time since I made an episode. It's like I need to make a freaking episode, man. I forgot to make more torches. All right, let's go do that. All right, torches acquired. I guess let's start with where I've been. Obviously, it's been a few weeks since my last upload, which, you know, I don't like taking breaks like that. I want to try to be consistent, you know, but in general, I'm basically the opposite of a consistent person in pretty much every way. Not my favorite trait to have, but, you know, it kind of just is what it is. But the rationale for this particular, I guess, vacancy? That's not the right word. This particular absence, maybe that was the word I was looking for. So by trade, I'm a contracted game developer. So I make video games and people pay me money. It's like usually branded stuff, nothing very, you know, interesting. But it puts food on the table and whatnot, you know, and obviously I like making games, so it's not too bad of a deal. And one of the main reasons I like that so much, the contractor part, is I get to make my own hours, and whenever everything's going fine and normally, that gives me a lot of opportunity to record pretty easily and really focus and prioritize the YouTube stuff. Recently, my contract that I was working on for like pretty much the entirety of this year, actually, it has come to an end, and that's not like, you know, it's not like getting fired or anything like that. It's a little bit different as a contractor. It just means that we finished what we were working on, and there was no other work, you know, for the year. There might be more next year with that company. We'll see, hopefully, because I like those people. They're very chill. But in the meantime, it means I had to find something else to work on. So basically means I have to spend a lot of time looking for, you know, something to work on, like a company to work with and whatnot, yada, yada, yada. And that can be particularly difficult around this time of the year because companies are, it's the end of the year, they're trying to get like their tax situation figured out for next year. So they don't usually want to start new projects because then, you know, there's reasons, but yeah, usually you don't want to start new projects near the end of the year, which I think just makes sense even on like an individual level. Like, you probably want to start at a big milestone, like say the new year, for example. But anyways, so yeah, I've been really busy doing all of that, trying to not go homeless, which is not an actual risk. I'm just making a joke. I mean, I guess it could be, but yeah, I'm not there, basically. But that means I have not had nearly as much time to make videos as I would like. Obviously, you know, I really like making videos. My goal is to, you know, maybe one day it's like my full-time job, you know, that'd be pretty cool. But we're still very, very far off from that, if ever, you know. So yeah, had to do the job stuff. I found something now, and we'll see how it is. You know, we're still settling into things, figuring it out. It's always a bit of a process when you first start working with a new group of people. But, you know, fingers crossed, it'll be a good arrangement, and I'll have, you know, some more time to make videos and whatnot pretty soon here. I'm making one today, as you can see, so that's always a good sign, right? But I particularly really, like, it sucks that I had all this happening right after that last video I made. Because that last video I made, I actually really liked. I think it was super cool. And it's my best performing video pretty much ever. So that was, well, on this channel anyways. So that was really cool, obviously. So thanks again to anyone watching this that watched that and enjoyed it. Maybe a new subscriber or two. Apologies that you have to watch part 70-something of this series after that last one. You're like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, that video was a lot of fun to make. Typically, when I make more formal type videos like that, it's a pretty huge undertaking, just because there's a lot to do, you know. Maybe I'm getting better at it. Maybe it was just the nature of what that video was. But I think I only spent like 2 full days on that one. So that actually wasn't all that bad for how it turned out. I think it was like a straight up good video, and, you know, again, obviously it performed. So those are kind of the two parts of a video that matter to me. Did I like it, and then did everybody else like it? And if it's yes to both of those fronts, I feel like I'm doing something right. So I'd love to do more of that type of video. The problem with it is that you have to come up with ideas for it, and that's really difficult. I mean, I certainly have ideas, but you always get that stress of like, is this actually a good idea, or is this gonna be shit? Like, I don't fucking know. But it also conflicts with the nature of this being episode 70-something of this series, that obviously is the main reason most people are, watching my videos to begin with. Yeah, I don't think it isn't really that approachable from an outside audience. I don't think, like, if you're not already pretty into Minecraft tech mods, you're probably not going to care for it. And even if you are into Minecraft tech mods, good chance you're not going to care for it, because Greg Tech is just so very Greg Tech. Indeed, very tedious. You got to be a little autistic to like Greg Tech, you know what I mean? Like, and that's fine, but it's a select group, right? I've really been trying to figure out how to approach that. I did a little poll. I think a good bit of you guys actually responded to that poll, so I appreciated that. Just asking, like, what sort of content would you want to see? And more Greg Tech videos won the poll, for lack of a better phrase. That doesn't mean I'm only going to make more Greg Tech videos, just to be clear, but I definitely don't want to neglect it, because that's, again, the main reason people are here to begin with. Wow, that was fast. I'm already filled up. Is there any reason to keep this cobblestone? I'm going to say probably not, and throw it all away. So yeah, I've had all that going on, and I still haven't fully figured out what I'm going to do with the, I guess, channel as a whole, really. There's a certain balance to strike between making really, like, passionate videos that I think are just genuinely good, like the last video, and just the regular day-to-day type videos like this, where I'm just kind of playing a game that people like and talking over the top of it, I think doing both of them at the same time is probably the ideal place to be. But then that ties back into the whole job thing, where it's like, well, how much time do you really have? Because, making formal videos, whatnot, that's like a pretty huge investment most of the time. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to figure it all out, but I do recognize in myself that I'm a pretty anxious person, unfortunately. So I was constantly like wrestling with the whole, oh God, what do I do now? That video did well. I don't know where to go from here. I'm gonna disappoint people, blah, 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 getting really into my head. And, in reality, I don't think it's that serious. Even if it were that serious, there aren't that many people thinking about it, Like, it's gonna be okay. And I know a weakness of mine, whenever I do start getting anxious about things or overthinking it or whatnot, it pretty directly leads to, like, procrastination. And so that, 2 weeks, no upload. Like, well, you're overthinking things, blah, 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 blah. When at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing for me is, like, just keep going. Probably the thing I hate most about myself, I guess you really shouldn't hate parts of yourself, but I mean, we're not perfect, right? I tend to, like, drop things, and I think that's really dumb, because then I go on to regret it. Like, for example, so I've been, like, streaming on and off, I guess, since like 2012, when I was just a wee lad, a wee fella. And, for a time there, a few years ago, I was actually seeing quite a bit of success streaming. But, life stuff happened, and then it was hard for me to prioritize continuing doing it. So I stopped, but then I look back at the numbers, I'm like, man, you were doing really, really well. It was kind of stupid to stop doing it. And it's just because it's such a long-term investment, like it's such a commitment, and I just tend to get bored of things, I jump around a lot, and I'll come back to things frequently, but like a teacher in high school said it to me, and it always kind of stuck with me. She said, I'm worried about you because you seem a mile wide but an inch deep. And at the time, I was like, man, what are you talking about, man? You don't want to listen to your teachers, what are you talking about? But she's kind of right. And I still am, but I'm more aware of it now, and I try to combat it. But I have so many interests, and I get bored of things so quickly, so I kind of just end up jumping around to things constantly and stalling out on progress and whatnot, because, I want it to be quicker, or... Oh, there's a mine shaft. I want it to be quicker, or I just want to do something else for a little bit, when in reality, I think I really just need to settle down. And I hate pressing shift. I hate that it does one block at a time. I just need to keep doing it, basically. And no matter what it is, just keep on keeping on type beat. You know, if it's going, it'll go. And it's the same thing with the boredness. Like, it is boring at the time, but if you keep going, it'll stop being boring. And, you know, Greg Tech is another good example. Like, you get to the end of LV and you're like, well, this fucking sucks. I'm so bored. I don't want to do this anymore. Then you start getting into it again and you're like, oh, okay, I was just at a lull. If I just kept going a little bit longer, you know, it would have been fun again. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. Like, everything I'm saying ties together with just like me and how I'm thinking about things and approaching things, like with the channel in particular. The channel's doing really, really, really great. And again, thanks to all of you for, you know, wanting to watch videos and watching videos and commenting and all that stuff. Like, I think that's the biggest motivator for sure. Like, the views are really nice and stuff, but just seeing, like, having communication with you guys is my favorite part for sure. Like, I love talking in the Discord. I love replying to comments, all of that. I don't know, because really at the end of the day, my end goal ideally would be to stream, you know, at some point in the future, which, you know, maybe we'll see what happens. But I love that communication. It's the same feeling as like, I have an older brother, and growing up, it's like playing games on the couch. And you're just talking the whole time, having a good time, goofing around. That's like the feeling that I love so much about making content, is sharing shared experiences. Start quoting my own fucking video. But, you know, like, just having fun with people, you know, I think that's my favorite way to play any game. So, yeah, there's a lot of thoughts there. Hopefully it made sense. I don't know. That's obviously not like a script or anything. I'm just kind of spitballing, and I'm a lot more well-spoken whenever I'm not spitballing, which I guess is true for everyone. But, you know, I can usually put a few words together if I'm lucky that day. It's a big cave. Wow, already spawning skeletons in here. I was gone for 2 seconds. So then I guess some other things I've been thinking about. So my main takeaway from all what I was saying there was I'm just going to keep on keeping on, you know, as far as the gaming channel goes. I don't know what I'll upload, but I'll upload it when I upload it. And hopefully it will be relatively consistent, you know. But another thing, so going back to a mile wide, an inch deep or whatever, having lots of interests, I'm really into music, which I haven't talked about a ton on the channel, but I I think I uploaded like a song a month ago or so. Kind of random, but I actually have like a lot of history with music and making music and being a little musical fella and whatnot. When I was growing up, my family was actually super, super musical. I originally come from an incredibly Christian Southern household. Oh, fun times. Who can share some trauma? Let's go, baby. Nah, it wasn't that traumatic for me, thankfully, but definitely not who I am now. But I bring that up to say we were very musical. We'd always play music at church and stuff, and then obviously if you're playing it at church, you want to play it outside of church and all that fun jazz. So I think my first instrument was probably the drum set, which I must have been probably like in 2nd grade when I started playing that. I don't really know. But, you know, from there, I kind of just learned a whole bunch of instruments. I was playing trumpet, I was playing baritone. I eventually picked up guitar, bass guitar. Then high school, I got really serious into playing piano. I'd say I'm probably best at piano now. But then through all of that, I was also singing at the same time. I do think singing, if you count that as an instrument, is probably my best instrument. But I say all that to say, I also like make music, like I produce music, you know. I've been doing that since I was probably 16 or 17? Maybe 16. I don't know. It's been a long time. And I still do. And I've actually been making some cool stuff recently that I have had a lot of fun with. But I don't think it really belongs on this channel as much as I would like to put it here. It'd be such a nice life, such a fun reality if I could just dump all of my various shit onto here. Like make game development videos, music videos, gaming videos. But I think that's not really how the YouTube system works, and I also don't think that's what viewers want, you know? I think people want to compartmentalize what they're into. Like, okay, you're just a little gaming guy, you do a little gaming thingy or whatnot, but I still want to share my music. So I've been thinking I might go ahead and make a 2nd channel and have it be like my music channel. I'm not really sure what that would look like yet, but it's another thing where even if I'm not uploading it, I'm still always making music. It's like, well, I might as well put this somewhere, right? So it'd probably be a pretty chaotic channel, and I would just dump, you know, little tracks on there, maybe do some covers and whatnot, just be goofy, not take it too seriously. But I'm thinking I might do that, so if that's of interest to you, I guess stay tuned. I don't know. I haven't actually made the channel or anything. It's just been a nugget of an idea, but I'm actually really happy with what I've been making recently, which is a bit rare. Usually I'll make like 200 things over the course of a year, and maybe like 3 of them I don't despise. It's pretty low ratio. But I made a couple little good things recently, you know what I mean? It's pretty nice, pretty cool. But yeah, overall, I don't know. It's I guess just looking back at the year so far, because it's pretty much over, right? I think it's been a, you know, it's been a pretty good year. Pretty good year. I don't know how many subscribers I was at when the year started, but it was definitely less. Real surprise there, you know. But yeah, I'm thankful. I'm feeling thankful 2 weeks after Thanksgiving. It just took a little bit longer to kick in, you know. I'm also feeling like I'm gonna, so I guess maybe it was a month or so ago now, I bought a crock pot recently. Okay, well, kind of recently now. And that was a pretty sick purchase, and I was very excited about it, and I've used it a few times, but not nearly enough. If you don't know much about crock pots, I'm here to be your resource on it, because I'm something of an expert myself. That's a lie, but I am an aspiring crock pot daddy. That I self-assigned name there, but I think I can live up to it if I really try. But basically, you just put a bunch of shit into like a box, and then it cooks it for like 6 or 8 hours. And it's super cool because it's like recipes that I wouldn't typically expect I would be able to make. Like ribs and soup and stuff. Like you can make soup in there? What? I've never made a soup. Well, now I've made a soup, but until then I'd never made a soup before, so that was crazy. I think I'm gonna expand my horizons on that one. Make a crockpot channel. And I'm just kidding, I'm not making a crockpot channel. But I do think I'm gonna try to make ribs in it next week. I've been talking about these ribs for like quite a while now. I think it's kind of gotten out of hand. You can't talk that much about ribs and then not make any fucking ribs. It's kind of ridiculous because I don't even think it's going to be very difficult, you know, famous last words, etc., etc. But I mean, I'm pretty sure I just got to like put ribs in the pot and then I'll have ribs. My plan is to get groceries on like either Sunday or Monday. It's Thursday right now. And I eat Chipotle probably 5 times a week minimum. I'm not exaggerating, by the way. So I'll probably do Chipotle for the rest of the week, but then I'm gonna get some groceries on either Sunday or Monday, and I'm gonna go crazy with it. I'm gonna crock pot it up. What all do I have here? Gold, magnetite, vanadium magnetite. I don't think I have anywhere to store this. The ore chest is kinda, yeah, it's quite a few things in there. Ooh, God, what am I gonna do? I think I'm just gonna run it through manually. I don't need all these byproducts and shit. Yeah, I made chicken noodle soup the other day in my crock pot, and I kind of screwed up the recipe. I don't even know what happened. I was reading it, and it kind of integrated directly with the website. It was like a Kroger, so I go to Kroger usually, and it tells you exactly what ingredients you need, but I don't know what I was on. Like, I was sober as far as I remember, but, I mean, I was sober. I don't know why I worded it like that. Oh, there's a witch. But I bought like the wrong amount of ingredients, so then I got to making it, and it was not even really a soup. It was kind of like a chicken noodle soup without the soupy part. It was the broth or whatever. There wasn't enough liquid. I was just kind of chewing on chicken noodle soup. And it wasn't all that bad, admittedly, but it was weird. Like, you had to have a fork to eat it. Like, I've screwed something up here. So I'm going to try to be much more vigilant with my future crockpot endeavors, I think. Wow. What are they all lining up for? What's over there? Egg. Yeah, we'll see. That's the crockpot update. And you know, yeah, I feel like I've yapped a good little bit here. I don't know how long this is going to be, but I've said what I wanted to say, and that's that. I don't want to do scary Greg things today because I'm just getting back into it. I need to wade my toes in the water before I belly flop in. All right. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully, I don't know, life goes well. Hopefully, if you like potatoes, I hope you got a baked potato in store. Oh, I'm gonna get a baked potato when I go to the grocery store. That'd be nice too. I think I have a potato in my hamper. That's the wrong word. Pantry. Maybe I'll make a potato for lunch. Anyways, yeah, if you want to sub, do that. If you want to like, do that. Yep, see you later. Bye-bye.